All right, today we're putting together a blueprint for one of the most incredible under-the-radar destinations out there, Kyrgyzstan. This is a place that screams raw, unfiltered adventure. We're talking staggering natural beauty, a rich nomadic culture, the kind of travel experience that's getting harder and harder to find. So if you are craving a real escape into the wild, you are definitely in the right place. I love this quote because it just perfectly captures the spirit of the country. Seriously, this is not a place you just check off a bucket list. It's a destination that kind of reveals itself to you through its massive landscapes and all these unexpected little moments of connection. It's a place of true discovery. So, to help it find you, here's our game plan. We're going to start with the big why you should even go. Then we'll dive into the epic landscapes and culture. And after that, we'll get into the nitty-gritty, how to get around and how long you should plan to stay. So, let's start with that big question. What is the real appeal of Kyrgyzstan? Why should this Central Asian gem be on your radar at all? Well, it all boils down to a call for genuine adventure. This slide really sets the expectation, and it's important. Kyrgyzstan is for travelers who will happily swap luxury for an absolutely incredible experience. You're basically trading those 5-star resorts for these cozy, amazing yurt stays under a blanket of stars. You're trading crowded tourist traps for vast, untouched nature. Yeah, the roads might be a little rough, but trust me, the journey itself is the reward. And this quote, it just brilliantly illustrates that feeling. It's something a traveler actually overheard at the super remote Song-Kul Lake. I mean, imagine driving for hours on these bumpy dirt roads, passing nothing but rolling green hills and herds of sheep, and then you arrive at a place that truly, genuinely feels like the end of the earth. It's like you're in on this spectacular secret. The heart of that secret really lies in the landscape itself. I mean, they call it the Alps of Central Asia for a reason. Kyrgyzstan is over 90% mountains, which makes the scenery the undisputed star of the show. What's just incredible is the sheer variety of it all. You've got Issyk-Kul, which is one of the largest and deepest mountain lakes in the entire world. Then you have Skaza Canyon, which feels like you've landed on Mars with all its crazy red rock formations. And then there's the iconic Jetty Ogus, or Seven Bulls Rock, and the totally pristine alpine wilderness of Ala-Archa National Park, which is actually just a short drive from the capital. And just to give you a sense of scale, this is the elevation of Song-Kul Lake. We're talking 9,000 feet. This isn't just a lake. It's like a vast inland sea perched way up high in the mountains, surrounded by nothing but nomadic pastures. The air is thin up there, the views go on forever, and the experience is just unforgettable. But look, Kyrgyzstan is so much more than just pretty views. The real soul of the country, where you really feel it, is in its living, breathing nomadic culture, and that spirit of adventure that's just everywhere. To really experience it, you gotta dive in head first. And that means sleeping in a traditional yurt under the stars. Watching the ancient art of eagle hunting, a tradition so revered it's actually protected by UNESCO. And of course, exploring the mountains on horseback, which is such a core part of the Kyrgyz identity. And finally, trekking through some of the most beautiful trails on the planet. Let's just focus on the yurt stay for a minute. This isn't just a place to sleep, it's a full-on immersion. Just picture this. You're tucked into a cozy bed, warmed by a little wood stove, and the only sounds you hear are the crackling fire and maybe a horse munching on some grass outside. It is authentic, it's comfortable, and it's just deeply, deeply peaceful. Okay, so you're inspired, you're ready to go. But how do you actually navigate this rugged terrain? Let's get into the practical side of the journey. The very first thing you need to understand is that getting around Kyrgyzstan is an adventure in and of itself. Seriously. Once you get off the main roads connecting the major cities, you're going to be on gravel, dirt, and unpaved mountain passes. A reliable 4x4 isn't just a recommendation for getting to the most spectacular spots, it's an absolute necessity. So, you've got a few options for how to do this. There are marshrutkas, which are these shared minibuses, and they're great for budget travelers sticking to the main routes. Renting your own 4x4 gives you total freedom, but you really need to be comfortable driving on some challenging roads. Honestly, for a balance of flexibility and local know-how, hiring a private driver is often the perfect choice. It just lets you kick back and soak in the scenery.
All right, the next big question is, how much time do you actually need, and when should you go? Well, the sweet spot for travel is between May and October. That's when the mountain passes are clear and the landscapes are just exploding with color.
So here's a rough guide to what you can do. If you've got 5 days, you can do the classic loop around the magnificent Issyk-Kul Lake.
Give yourself a week and you can add a deeper nomadic experience at Song-Kul. But if you've got 2 weeks or more, that's when you can open up a true off-grid adventure to these remote, breathtaking spots like Kel-Suu Lake, way over near the Chinese border.
After all the planning, all the driving, and all the trekking, we're left with this final, kind of deeper question. In a place this vast and this wild, how do you go beyond just seeing the sights and actually truly connect with its essence? And the answer, maybe the most beautiful answer, is this. You don't have to try so hard. In Kyrgyzstan, connection just comes. It comes from the quiet moments. It's about simply existing within its borders, watching a storm roll in over Song-Kul, or realizing you're the only person for miles staring at this impossible expanse of peaks. You just have to be present, and before you know it, Kyrgyzstan connects with you.